What's going on, y'all? This is Cruz with Cruz Control Radio. Man, listen, we here at home helping our music evolve. Make sure you get your membership. If you don't, something wrong with you. So listen, today, man, we got a dope guest in the building, man. I wasn't familiar with what was going on. I'm new out here. When people started telling me, I'm like, I don't know. So we're going to talk about that a lot, man. Today we got Janiro in the building, co-founder of SEA Awards. And a lot more.
I a couple things.
Yeah, dope.
I love music though.
Yeah, fire. Yeah. So, man, I wanna get straight into it by saying, by apologizing. I don't know. I was on a podcast before, and I was like, the SEA Awards was brought up, and I was like, I was like, yeah, I got nominated. I was like, I don't know who nominated. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I never heard of this.
No apologies.
And I'm from up north, so it's like when I'm talking about it, I'm like, yeah, I have no clue. So I forget what I said, but I was like, not down talking it. But then they were like, somebody told me it was like, it's black on. I was like, fuck, now I feel even worse. Like, this is not for the culture. I'm fucked up. So
no, it's all good. And you bring up a valid point as far as the nomination process and everything like that. Yeah. Sometimes people don't know how they got nominated or how people nominate. And actually, it's the general public. Anyone can go to our website, southernentawards.com, and nominate during our nomination period, which is actually taking place right now.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, no, I seen that, and I was just so confused. I'm like, damn, are we doing that good? Like, what's going on? So, but no, I appreciate you being here, man.
No, thank you again.
I definitely want to start from, like I told you, it's an unscripted podcast. We just shoot the shit, learn about each other. So, SEA Awards, what made you? And it said, I think it was we're going on the 22nd.
Yeah, we are. It's been a long journey.
Wow. So, what made you want to start doing this, and how did it all come about, and why choose that name?
Man, I guess we were crazy, to be honest.
Yeah.
But myself, my business partner, Jesse Johnson, a.k.a. DJ Infamous, had a record store, 1821 Jefferson Street. So Platinum Bound Records in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee. We dealt with a lot of independent artists, DJs, and through the consignments, through the sales and distribution of music, it was like there is nothing out there in the South to acknowledge, highlight, and represent the accomplishments and the hard work of DJs, artists, producers, and all things that they touch.
Right.
So therefore, the Southern Entertainment Awards was born, the SEAs.
That's right. What year was that?
We started planning, I believe, late 99, early 2000.
Wow. So you old.
A little bit.
That's fine. That's a blessing.
Yeah. No, I'm wise.
No, exactly.
I'm still young in spirit.
No, definitely.
In heart, because it definitely takes that type of energy to do what we do.
Yeah.
But the wisdom alongside of it, because we've had a journey. We've had some trials, some tribulations, and there was no blueprint out there before us on what we did. So it was a lot of trial and error, but I'm in the 50s, man. I was born with hip hop.
Yeah. No, and that's good, because like you said, within hip hop, like, you have to be like hip. Like, that's why it's called hip hop. You gotta be hip to the hop. So it's like like having that young spirit and still understanding like what the people want and what, you know what I'm saying, how to engage with the younger crowd and everything. So I wanted to say, when I was nominated on there, I was up against Big Facts Podcast. I was like, there's no way I'm winning that. So how does like bigger platforms get attached to that, or how does that work?
So when you look at a lot of the nominees, maybe there's nothing else out there that they could be nominated in. So they're fans and supporters of their platform or their music or their production or just whatever they do in the entertainment industry has our outlet to nominate them in.
Okay.
So that's how you could see, like, a Gucci or a Jeezy nominated alongside, an independent artist in your city.
Yeah. Okay. That's dope. So it's like free range, like,
yes.
Okay, that's fire. So now I want to talk about like your drive and what makes you say like, okay, year after year, we're gonna make this happen. And aside of that, I want to also ask, what was your biggest challenges with starting an award show?
I'll start with the challenges and then I'll dive into why we do what we do.
Yeah.
Challenges: 1, African American. 2, in the South. 3, there's nothing else out there like us, so larger corporations may be reluctant or hesitant to really back us and support what we do. When you look at historical representation of independent urban events.
Yeah, not many.
So what keeps us going, what sparks that fire, that drive, that passion, every year when someone is nominated, it is like, man, thank you. We're so happy. Or I was going to quit music until I got nominated.
Right.
I've called people, radio personalities, on air, told them that they were nominated, and they cried.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
There are so many people that are appreciative of what we do. There's nothing perfect in the world, but what we do is offer an opportunity, a platform to be represented and heard. And that's what really keeps us going. The fact that we are serving others and providing, for some people, their only award. For other people, their first of many accolades. We have people that have won a SEA that have went on to win Grammys and, so many other, they've been on our stage and they have carried on for a very long time. And also I've heard kids, like, I could call them kids now, but, back in the day, kids were like, yo, I always dreamed of being nominated. And here they are 18 years later or 15 or 10 years later, nominated, performing, winning, because they aspired to be a part of the Southern Entertainment Awards.
Yeah. No, and it's so great. Once I got hip to it, I'm like, oh shit, it's like a big deal. Like I was like, oh shit. Like, but I was gonna say, like you said, people, get that and grow from that. I don't know if you know someone named DJ Coop. You know DJ?
Yeah, I know Coop.
So he won Slept On DJ of the Year and made a whole brand out of that.
Exactly. Yeah, and he took it and ran with it.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say about Coop is a motherfucking hustler.
Yeah, he knows how to get to it.
and excuse my French. But,
no, you're good.
I know this is unscripted, but that's the truth about Coop.
Yeah,
he is gonna hustle. He is going to get out there and grind no matter what. Yeah. And he doesn't allow anyone to stand in his way for what he has the vision for. Yeah. I mean, it's commendable.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, and it's crazy. Like I don't see. Like many people, like if somebody like that from my hometown was doing that, like I'm supporting the shit out of him. But like people, I feel like people more so like see someone doing something and want to like and I know he's not like he's from Memphis, but still like he's from here still too.
Yeah. So, I mean he grew up in the entertainment industry here in Nashville. Exactly. He matured. I'll say that, not grew up, but he matured. In and around so many OGs here in the city. Yeah.
And are you from Nashville?
Not originally from Nashville.
Where are you from?
Flint, Michigan.
Oh, hard. Yeah. I heard the water's bad over there. I don't know. Was that bad? Was that bad to say? Oh, fuck.
It's crazy because the state's surrounded by water.
Isn't that crazy? I think that's the problem.
But pipes, and not to get too political, but the water has never been the best in Flint, Michigan. Yeah. But the issue is still not resolved.
Like it's been this long and
So if you're in the inner city in Flint, Michigan, the water is a little worse than outside of the city core. Growing up, my grandparents, my grandmother boiled water in Flint, Michigan. So that gives you an idea of how long the water has been the way it is.
Wow. That's crazy. And there's no like plan. Like I first like got hip to it when it hit CNN and all that stuff when they're saying like, oh, it's bad, but it's been bad, but it's like they're just telling us to say, okay, well, it is bad. We ain't planning on trying to fix it.
We admit it. It's bad.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Right.
Yeah.
You gonna move or what? Like
it's crazy.
That's crazy. So so coming from Flint, Michigan to Nashville when you were how old?
I came here when I was 17. I went to McGavick, graduated from McGavick, and then went to Tennessee State or the Tennessee State University for a couple years. Then I moved to Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
Lived there for a few years. I actually moved. Crazy thing is about Atlanta, I moved to Atlanta the year that Freaknik, that the cops were boycotting working Freaknik. So you won't find me on the documentary at all, but it was. I was
about to say he was back there like, yeah.
it was bananas. And, let's just say I've seen a lot.
Yeah, no, for sure. An introduction to anywhere at that level is a little crazy.
Yeah. I was 20 years old.
Wow.
Moving to Atlanta.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So being out in Atlanta, did it help you, like, because I know Atlanta is like a fast-paced Southern, like, because Southern to me is like, it's like more slower down here, like, up north, it's like, because I'm from, like we were talking about from Pennsylvania, it's like a lot quicker, but I feel like Atlanta has like that fast movement.
It does. Coming from Flint, had to hustle. Just Flint breeds hustlers, like end of the day. And going to Atlanta from Nashville, I saw, 3 different scenes. And I was getting older, I was an adult. I was learning still, am. But Atlanta definitely, fast paced. I got into the entertainment industry down there. I actually moved to Atlanta with 2 roommates to pursue, believe it or not, a rap career. And then that didn't work for me personally. So I ended up being a backup dancer for an independent artist out of Atlanta, R&B singer, and did a couple tours, but that life wasn't like for me. As much as I like to travel, that just wasn't it. And then I moved. Well, I was still in Atlanta and just got into street promotions. And did a lot of promotional work out there with different companies and organizations.
So when you said you like when you noticed like it wasn't, what made you be like, okay, like rapping is just not for me? What was that moment that you had?
Just the environment. It just wasn't me. I was like I love hip hop. I love our culture. But as far as being a dancer for an artist, that bus life and roads and everybody stopping at one place to eat and sharing rooms. And that rehearsals and choreography.
What type of dances were you doing?
So I used to break dance back in the day.
Oh, fire.
Yeah.
Because I know Tupac was a backup dancer and for what's the guy with the big nose? Damn, what the fuck is his name?
Humpty.
Yeah. So he was the backup dancer.
Jermaine Dupri was a backup dancer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
For Houdini.
Exactly. Yeah, so I wanted to know what like type of dances you was doing. You was on some like break dances. Yeah. Oh, fire. You seen the girl dance for the break dancing for the Olympics?
It's a good, I don't know if I want to say it's good. It's good that hip hop has gone globally.
Yeah.
And when I look back at how many times people said hip hop wasn't going to last, it was just a fad. And we're 20, 30, 40, 50 years later, hip hop is still here. And not only is it here in the United States, but it is everywhere in the world. And everyone's interpretation of hip hop in different cultures is going to be different because they are not privy to all the things that we have here in the United States. They may have never seen Electric Boogaloo. They may have never seen Beat Street, or any of those classic hip hop films. So all they can do is try to emulate what they think hip hop is and what they have seen. So for that, much respect.
Yeah.
And I know everyone won't look at it that way.
No, and that's what it is. It's respect, and then it's like people are like, oh, how are they, disrespecting the culture? It's like, and this is what I was having a conversation yesterday. My homie is like, hip hop is a culture, but outside of hip hop, people look at it as a music genre.
Exactly.
And that's where the disconnect is, where it's like it seems disrespectful, but it's not. They're looking at it as just music. So if they're not doing it the right way as the culture would, do it, it's because they don't know the code. They're not in it. So for them to try to emulate it is like,
I think Team USA probably could have had a better squad.
They should have had you on there.
No, definitely not me.
Had you spinning on your
head.
head.
Jabberwockies or something like that, but we have a lot of talent in this country.
Yeah.
Breakdancing will not be at the 2028 Olympics.
They said that?
Yeah, but it will be at from what I've heard, the 2032 Olympics.
Oh, wow.
Why not have breakdancing in LA? I don't know, but I'm not on the Olympic committee.
Yeah, no, that would be fire because that's where a lot of crumping and all. I remember the crumping era, all that shit, and Kendrick just brought it back out too with Tommy the Clown.
It's still going on, crumping is Tommy the Clown just created something for children to do to get out of the streets of LA. Mm-hmm. Every city has their own version of Tommy.
Yeah, definitely. So where you're from, growing up in Flint, Michigan, what are some things where when you came over to Nashville, you're like, man, I would have never knew this was a thing if I didn't leave Flint, Michigan.
Hot chicken.
That's fine. Should make your asshole bleed.
Princes. But honestly, when I moved down here, it was crazy because the high schools didn't have swimming pools.
Okay.
And I'm used to that in Michigan.
Yeah, I did. I'm used to that up north too. I didn't know they don't have swimming pools.
So.
Wow, what the hell?
Yeah, it was weird.
To this day they don't too?
I don't know what high school here has a swimming pool, but I do not believe there are any. Crazy. It wasn't when I came. And the reason why that stuck out was because I was on the swimming and diving team in Michigan. And then I come down here man, I'm just going to.
Yeah, they said, nah, we ain't doing pools.
And then I went to TSU and they had a pool, but no swim team.
Wow.
So yeah, at that time they didn't have one.
Yeah. I can't imagine.
It's hot down here. Why you don't have no pool?
Right. Not even a swim team. What are you
everybody's outside playing football, but no pool?
So that was a big culture shock for you. Man, they don't believe in swimming out here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But you probably don't know a lot of people that know how to swim.
Right. Yeah, I was just at the pool with my kids this morning, and my fiance was showing me how she swims, she's paddling. And I was like, oh, let me show you. So I was swimming. I used to be a lifeguard and shit. So I was swimming and she was like, what? I didn't know you could do this.
Bruh, Michael Phelps right here.
Is this my first time swimming in front of you? I'm so confused. So to a lot of people, especially in the culture, is swimming is the last thing that we try and do. But me, they had me at the YMCA going crazy with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So coming to Nashville, eating hot chicken, you go down to Atlanta. Now, what was your first bit of motion? I know you said you did the background dancing and stuff like that, but after you got out of that, the lifestyle wasn't really for you. What is something where you're like, okay, but I still have to make something of myself? Yeah,
I was doing some promotions with Groove Essentials, and we were doing shows like Lord Finesse, Jazzy Joys, De La Soul, Tricky. We were doing some big shows, Jamiroquai, just to name a few.
Yeah.
And I loved getting out there. I like live events, but getting out there, promoting the event, and then seeing the success of it was just, it kept that going. And then I ended up, over time moving back here to Nashville. And when I got back to Nashville, Platinum Bound Records was open, so I connected with Jesse because we grew up back home in Michigan. So I connected with Infamous, and then I started doing some street promotions here because I had the Equipment Eye Records contract for Nashville. So I was promoting Slim Calhoun.
Okay.
Back then, he had like a couple records. So I was doing that promotion. So it got me in the clubs, and through the record store, I knew the artists, I knew the DJs and everything. And then next thing you know, I'm promoting at the clubs.
Yeah.
And promoting for the clubs, and then managing, the clubs. So that's kind of how I got ingrained into the culture and the entertainment industry here in Nashville. You know, I've been at some very successful clubs here in the city early on.
Yeah. No, that's dope. So it's like something that's where, did you ever question it though? Like when you're doing all these things, are you like, okay, I'm doing this promotion, I'm managing. Did you ever, was it a plan, or is this stuff just happening?
It just happened, you know, and it's crazy that it happened because I'm an introvert. You know,
that's crazy.
So I need my recharge. Like, after this interview, I'll probably recharge.
No, that's fine. We were just talking. I'm like, man, I'm burnt out on talking to people. Like, but when it's people like you that have like a story, it's like easier to converse with type shit.
Yeah, nothing was planned. Stuff just happened organically. Even with the Southern Entertainment Awards, we were sitting at the record store one day, and it was like, hey, let's start our awards.
It'd be like that.
And it was like, all right, so how we going to do this? Let's call it the Southern Entertainment Awards.
Wow.
All right, what categories? And then we just started going down the mixtapes that we had in the store as far as, well, we got mixtape DJ. We can have independent artists. All right, what cities are we going to focus? Should we just start with the South itself, or should we start small? No, let's start small. Let's focus on Atlanta, Memphis, and Nashville.
Yeah.
All three of these cities are focal points, and they're not far from one another.
Right.
And from there it grew.
Wow. That's crazy. And you having the experience of promoting and marketing, like street promotion, what do you feel like is how was the transition for you when everything started coming online? And
man, I'm not going to say it was, but it's been challenging because I grew up with or in tech a little bit, but what's out here now is like I'm the old guy in the room and I'm trying to learn and trying to keep up, and you really have to stay engaged and active on social media and all new platforms that are out there to have a presence.
Yeah.
Whereas 15 years ago, I could print 20,000 flyers and drive 2-3 hours and cover the South.
Yeah.
You know, so, and it stuck. Now everything is like come and go. It's so quick. And you got to like really stay out there, you know, and it, like you said, it can be exhausting. It is a different beast right now. And I believe platforms such as yours are very pivotal to that transition. You know,
I appreciate that.
So no, you're welcome. What you're doing is you're evolving with the time and what people are really desiring and asking for. So that's
people want to know the person. That's the thing. It's like people, because we have so much access to people's lives now, they want to know about your life. Like,
and I'm a private person, man. You know, so coming out doing things like this, I understand why it's necessary, but at the same time, it's like this content is going to be out there for a while. So you also have to be conscious of what you say, what you do, you know. It's
because they'll dig it up. They'll dig it up.
People will dig it up, and not that I'm gonna run for any office or anything like that anytime in the foreseeable future, but my kids will watch. My mom will watch. My dad, you know.
That's why important. I know when my kids get older and they backtrack and see all the interviews I did, they're gonna I mean, why were you saying these type of things? I don't know if you ever like dug into my interviews, but I say a couple wild things that you know, the team told me I gotta relax because we can't get monetized on YouTube because I talk too crazy. So so yeah, I do.
Yeah, and monetization that wasn't around.
Right. These words, monetization and content, like even like me growing up, I was born in 93, like growing up, like we were in the era of transition. Like we were there when, you know, we had the static TVs, we got to smack it to turn it on. Then, you know, we had Game Boys, and so we were in the transition of it. Yeah. And I feel like now is like, it's like you have to live in social media.
Yeah, yeah.
It's scary.
Phones are not used for contact anymore. They're used for consumption.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because that's, I seen that, I don't know if you're familiar with Gary V's content. Gary V. Mm-hmm. He made a book called Day Trading Attention. Wow. And that's basically what we're doing all day is how can we get eyes? It's the goal throughout the day. Competition is how many eyes can I get on me throughout the day?
Because if you go 3 months without posting any content, your overall subscription, your numbers will drastically decrease.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because I'm the type of person online, I wouldn't unfollow or unsubscribe for anything. I'll just like stop worrying about it. People who are actually on this shit, like they will be like, oh, he's not been posted, I'm not following him anymore. Wow. You're messing up my following count. It looks like I'm following too many people. And that's another thing. Everybody thinks they're like this exclusive person because they have a social media account, which is free.
Yeah, crazy. You know, and then people get mad at the platform when it crashes. Like, they need to fix this. It's free.
Yeah, it's free. Like, what are you doing?
Like, you don't have to be on there.
Yeah. So now we were talking about the transition of guerrilla marketing to media marketing now. I would say there is some perks to it, though, because if you pay to get in front of something, that's the thing now. You can pay. People don't care what you're doing. They're like, pay me. It's fine. Gas is too high. Fucking, I got to pay extra for food. Like, So what is, have you ever had that experience yet going into the ad space and, you know, having to learn that space?
We have started running some ads a little more strategically. So, for example, if there's an event going on in another city or state and I'm unable to attend or either of us can't make it, what I will do is I will create the audience for that area and then run ads in that other city or state to have a footprint there, although I can't be there. That has worked pretty good for us because it gets a new set of eyes. So say, for example, Grammys are going on in LA or the BET Awards are happening out there. If I can't make it, I can at least run ads out there. And I'm going to run them heavy for the highest traffic day that I know things are going on to have that presence from the airport, from LAX all the way to the venue range.
That's smart.
Thank you.
That's smart as shit because it's like it's the same thing as if you were out there handing flyers out, but it's going on their feed. They're at a award show. They're like, oh, and then another award show. What's this?
And I don't think a lot of people do that. So that's a free tip to people.
Yes, that is amazing.
People aren't doing that. You don't have to be everywhere. You just have to have a presence.
Yeah. Wow. We got to drop a bomb on that. Usually I have this over here and I hit a bomb. But I don't know what happened over here. It's easier this way. It's easier this way. But man, no, that's dope. So now what is your next step with awards shows? Because I know in our culture, like we have things and then like we give up, but you guys are 22 years in this.
Yeah, we're going to keep going. I would really love, and for anyone that is watching or listening to this, would really love for someone that has a passion for music and entertainment and to continue this journey. I would love to take someone under my wing and have them be the next phase of the Southern Entertainment Awards.
That's huge.
You know, at some point, we can't do it anymore. Someone else will have to take over or it will just cease. And I've started into diving into the film industry a little more as well. So I'm a music supervisor for Onyx Theory Arts. So my responsibility is music selection and placement for films that are under our catalog.
Oh, shit.
Coming out. Yeah.
So that's good for artists to know. Do you get people pitching you music?
Not as often as I probably should. So for any artist that is also listening to and watching this, getting in touch with a music supervisor on any level is very, very challenging to do. Yeah. It's hard. It's damn near impossible. I am saying right now, hit me up.
That's a clip.
Get music to me. Like,
oh my God. Yeah, this guy, that's our sync guy over there.
I am always looking for music for film. And I don't think a lot of artists understand how important or how key it is to have their music placed in a film, regardless of what platform it is on or where it comes out or the budget behind it. We can place some of your songs that won't even ever make it to radio. If you're making music and not doing anything with 4 or 5 records, get it to me, and I could probably do something with it, and you'll get paid.
Right.
You'll get a check every quarter for sync for the life of the film.
That's crazy, and a lot of people don't know that. And I'm gonna ask if you can like dive deeper into, what is a sync placement, because a lot of artists, they make 100 records and just put it online and nobody cares about them. Yeah.
And there's various databases out there that artists can put their music on, like just upload it and any music supervisor can pull.
Which I heard isn't too, like, I was doing some research on music libraries and they're like, being actually in contact with the music supervisors,
it's the better option.
Better,
yeah, it is the better option. So for our films currently, because they're budget based, we typically sign a sync agreement with the artist. So we won't pay for the actual track, but the artist allows us to use the song in film. And they still retain the rights of the song. Fine. So we're not taking any rights or anything like that of the music that is placed. And the variations of payment for sync, as I learned this side of the business as well, a lot of it is based on duration, what part of the song is used and everything like that. So an opening song to a movie will probably pay more than a hot 10-second clip.
Right, yeah.
Or where there's talking over it and you want, from an artist standpoint, you want your song to play as long as possible.
Yeah, to get the bigger payout.
In sync, to get a larger payout. You want your song to be an opening track to a film. Yeah. You want your song to be the ending closing or, like the parties.
The trailer.
Yeah. All of that. So one of our last films, New Year, New Us, part 2, #Love Goes. The opening song for that was a song by Kendrick P. That was pretty dope. And immediately he was like, yo, my streams went up, my followers went up. People are, who did this record?
Yeah, like Shazamming it, like trying to find out. Yeah.
Yep.
That's fine.
So it drove that engagement by having the sync placement. And one thing I've done for sync, and I've tried to do, is because I'm based here in Nashville, because I see the vision of the city and believe in things Nashville. I have always tried my best to have an artist from Nashville music placed on a film that I'm working on, whether it's 1, 2, 3 or any. But I've placed Young Quail. I've placed Sweet Poison, and a few others, Roxo, and the list goes on. But always have JC, just did a placement for JC.
Wow.
R&B artist
that's dope.
Out of Nashville.
And is this something where you reach out to them like, hey, I got this film. Like, are you interested? Or are they already in contact with you? Like,
Some are in touch with me. Others, I've heard their music and I'm like, yo, so artists, it is very important to check your DMs on a regular basis.
Yeah. The requested part too, because there's a lot of messages that I don't see because it's in the message request.
Yes.
And make sure you're checking that because I missed some money on that.
Yeah, I hit an artist up. Won't say any names, but I hit him up recently, maybe 3 months ago or so. Like, yo, I would love for you to perform at the 22nd Southern Entertainment Awards.
Wow.
Have yet to hear back from him.
Wow.
I don't even know if he's ready.
And that'd be the thing. Like,
yeah,
if it's in the message.
I'm offering an opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. To your point, there's.
And it could be that because that's
some money.
Money that you're missing out on.
Yeah.
Because literally, like, I would see people, because I don't really go out much and show my face much. Not because, like, I feel like I'm better or anything. I just got a family I got to be at home for. I got a 9 to 5. So it's like when I do go out and people are like, hey, I followed you and I DM'd you. And I'm like, bro, when I tell you that I don't see that shit, if I post something, if we post the ciphers, because the ciphers go crazy.
Yeah.
We post the ciphers. Do you think that I will see somebody follow me out of all of those like notifications that are going on? And
it's like sometimes you post and then you're off.
Exactly. And that's another thing.
Yeah.
Once I post it, I'm off of there. I'll probably come back, comment a little bit, go back, but I'm not checking to see who followed me, who unfollowed me, all that shit. Like,
and my notifications, I turn them off. I'm just gonna manually check it.
Exactly. Especially when you you got a family, you got things outside of that you're doing. Like, this ain't the only thing I do.
Exactly.
I wish this could be my only thing, but I'm a person and
we got life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, no, and actually, no, I retract that. It's not. I don't wish this is the only thing I'm doing because I'm only able to do this because of what I got at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, so to get back to you, I end up talking about myself a lot. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
So, going through this, I also heard about another award show called NEMA Awards. Are you a part of that as well?
No, not at all. But big ups to Cormac, and what he's doing and his journey as well. I believe they are celebrating 15 years.
Wow.
And they're funny you bring that up. They're actually presenting us with a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh, that's fire. Did they announce that?
Yes.
Oh, that's hard. I ain't peep it. See, I told you. So one thing that I don't do, where a lot of guests come on here and they ask me afterwards, like, hey, I don't do any research or any of that because I want it to be like, because the show's called InTuned. So it's like, I want to act like this is our first time meeting. We're just chopping it up, talking about shit. So, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's something that I like within the South is that they celebrate each other out here. Where I'm from, you don't give a fuck who's doing whatever they doing. Like, it's like, fuck what you doing. But that's so dope to see that, the show's intertwining like that.
Yeah, what the blessings that God has for each of us are there regardless. When we are reciprocal, it can only enhance it.
Right.
When we love on one another, when we celebrate one another, it only benefit. I've never seen it go bad.
Right.
I've never seen a blessing taken away by God because I'm patting you on the back.
Right. Exactly.
Like, God doesn't work like that.
Exactly. And that's when God ain't present over there. whatever that energy is, God's there, but you ignoring God.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they have a blessing in their face, but their pride is like, oh, I don't want to work with that person. What they going to do for me? And it's like, bro, it's not about what I can do for you. It's what we can do together.
Yep. Yeah, we are stronger together. We're better together. And sometimes we get there faster.
Yeah, exactly. So if you can name 3 artists that you see that are like,
oh boy,
you know what I'm saying? That are like doing something where you're like, yo, they got something going right now, like in Nashville.
You know what? Here's what I'll do. Because list, I try my best to stray away from. So I'm gonna get political, but I am going to share some acknowledgement.
Okay.
So a lot of times women do not get the love that they deserve when it comes to the music entertainment industry.
Yeah.
So I would like to shout out the women in the city that are making moves in music, specifically Sweet Poison.
Definitely.
Specifically Blasian B3.
Yep.
Specifically Mimi the GOAT.
Yeah, going crazy.
Like what they have going on right now is a great thing, and shout out to Avriana. Also, rumor has it that Quan, aka Playboy, is working on new music.
Okay.
So
rumor has it.
I can't wait to hear what he's working on.
Okay.
Because he hasn't put out music in a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I have no clue who that is, and no disrespect to him. Like, I'm new out here, so I'm still meeting people. So
he's a CEO of Pivot Tech.
Okay.
And years ago, he was one of the city's hottest artists. Like, when we had the record store, anytime Playboy would drop something, we would sell out. Anytime All Star would drop something, we would sell out. So just to put that into perspective.
Crazy. Yeah. So he's working on music.
Yeah.
Okay. That's hard. Yeah, no, the females are going crazy right now. And like you said, they don't get, I feel like females in hip hop, sorry, there's something in my, I feel like females in hip hop don't really get the respect they get because that they should deserve, is because I feel like women in general just get over sexualized, and I feel like their craft isn't respected as much because they're looked at as, oh, that's just, you know what I'm saying? She looked good.
It's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough out there, and you know, the sustainability, but over the years, like, women are dominating
way better than what men are doing, because I feel like men got comfortable and women got more access now.
People's like, oh, Sexy Red, this one song, she's a one-hit wonder.
Nope.
No, not right. Not at all.
Yeah.
Like, people like, she won't last.
Yeah.
And she's still here.
Yeah, literally. And that's it. And that's the thing. Like, I feel like everybody has an opinion on something, and especially now with social media, everybody has a voice, you know, that some people shouldn't have a voice because they don't know what they're talking about.
Had that conversation with my son today. Everybody can say anything at any moment.
Literally. There's people that identify as cats. I don't know if you know, but at schools in Florida, they have, what are that shit that cats piss in?
Litter?
They have litter boxes in the hallways for kids that identify as cats. You could be whatever you want now, so I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
people that have
Florida's different like that.
No, Florida. There's people biting faces off down there. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I used to live in Florida for about 7 months, but I appreciate you coming through.
Thank you.
We can talk forever. I feel like we got to talk again too. If you could let the people know where they can nominate, where they can, buy tickets to the next show when it becomes available, all that stuff.
Yeah, so for anyone that wants tickets, anybody that wants to nominate, you can visit our website, southernentawards.com. You can also call us at 615-669-0012. You can email us at info@southernentawards.com. We are responsive. We will connect. Just don't call at 3 in the morning, though.
Yeah. So make sure y'all tap in, man. Listen, I feel like we ain't even get to the core of what's going on here, man. This guy is everywhere. Make sure we got some game in there. Make sure you tap in for a music supervisor, man. This guy got anything you need. Years in the game, so make sure y'all tap in.
Thank you.
My guy right here, SCA Awards. My guy, I'm going to call him Rio for short. So make sure y'all tap in. Let's go.